like to welcome Jim Stallings. He's one of the Haunt area supervisors. He's going to talk to you guys a little bit about Haunt, how he got here, and answer any questions you guys may have about the Haunt. So I'll turn over the microphone.
Thank you. First, I'd like to welcome you all to Peace and Meaning. Looking forward to the Lights On tour tonight. I'll be one of the people walking you through Condemned and Bayou. And then after that, we'll be going in kind of like a private tour of them with the lights off, the monsters in it later on tonight for the park opening. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. As she said, my name is Jim Stallings. I'm a Haunt area supervisor and talent coordinator. I work with the monsters all through September, training them, working with them. We have talent coaches that are in each area and zone, and they're responsible for that particular area. And then they meet with us every night. We're here late into the night working with them, going over suggestions, things we saw, things that we'd like to see monsters do, things we'd like to see them add. And then they work with the monsters the following day to do that, so it's a lot of fun. We start working usually in the April-May time frame, depending on what we're doing. We have a new maze, sometimes it starts even early, like when we put in Bayou. That was a complete gutting of Blackout. We had Club Blood in there, which was retired. Blackout went into that location. Then we moved Blackout over near Snoopy, and then we put Bayou in. And maze like that is between $100,000 to $150,000 and put it in one of those mazes. Bayou, Trick or Treat, and Condemned, as you can see, are far advanced in aesthetics and eating from the other ones we do, and that's where we're going, and we want to continue that to keep competing with the Universals and so forth. We've had people say that our mazes are equal or better than what we've seen in Universal with the new mazes we put in, which is excellent news. As I said, we start usually around May. I started in May. I also do loadout, and I help build. So when mazes are being built, when I can, I help with that. Then I take a week off from my normal job, about a week before we start Haunt. And that's when we start loading everything in. We forklift everything in, set it all up, set up the facades and everything about a week beforehand. Get that going. The hurricane gave us a little bit of trouble this year, but we were able to get everything up in time. And then I start with the monsters. We have Scare 101. We start interviewing in July. We have a big kickoff for the monsters in July, where they come out actually in this pavilion. And we meet with them, and we have a kickoff, and do some raffles, and we do interviews right there on the spot, so that they can bring a friend with them. So if you want to work Haunt, you know some friends that are monsters, ask them to be your guest here for July, to try to work Haunt with us. It's a lot of fun. Then we start interviews to the general public around the 27th or so of July, and we interview them every Saturday. And then we do the Scare 101, which is usually the first week or two in September. That's where we go over all the stuff with the new monsters and the monsters that return. From that on, I'm here every night in September training. We have, as you know, all different zones and mazes. We bring each zone or multiple mazes or zones in each night to do rehearsals, to do dresses, and then we have them go through the maze, do safety with the maze and all that fun stuff. And then we do the final dress rehearsals about, this year we did it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we had Friday off, and we opened up Saturday the 22nd. So they're all in the mazes, doing full dress, full costumes, the whole bit, getting ready for opening. So it's a lot of fun. Then, right after Haunt's done, actually, the last night of Haunt, I'm on forklifts along with some other people, and we're striking that night. So we'll work late into the night, early in the morning, and try to have everything out within a week. So it's a big production, bringing everything in and taking stuff out, but it's a lot of fun to be part of. And just the family of the Haunt and the monsters and all the support staff is what makes it. I started as a monster in Blue Ridge Bloodbath, if you remember that, in 2011. If you remember a guy in a ghillie suit with a raccoon that had glowing eyes, that was me. Then in 2012, I went to be a talent coach in Camp Kilauea. That was the last year for Kilauea. Then in 2013, I started doing the talent coordinator. So this is my 6th year in doing that. And I work for another large banking corporation by day and Haunt by night. So it's a lot of fun. And Winterfest is coming up as well, and I'll be working Winterfest, so I'm happy about that. I think that's going to be a neat experience as well, to be part of the beginning of Winterfest here at the park. Didn't know if anybody else has, or if anybody has any questions that I can help answer for a couple minutes. Yes?
What kind of training do you do for your monsters?
What kind of training do we do for monsters? We go over safety, we go over different types of scare, pop scare, distraction, weirdo, this dreadnought, stalker. We teach them how to do those scares safely. To get in, get your scare, get out, and how to work with conga lines. A lot of monsters worry about conga lines because they don't have a break to reset. We actually tell them, use that to your benefit. When you have a conga line, while you're resetting, you're now a distraction for the other monsters near you. Because people are going to be watching you. Also, while you're going back in your area, you can all of a sudden switch back at them and go back. So they're not expecting you to do that. So I think just safety and dealing with conga lines and different types of scares and how you can work off each other. Anything else? No? Yes, ma'am.
What's your average target of people per hour that goes to your houses?
Average target of people that go to the houses. That really depends on the number of people that are in the park, what the projections are, and how many we have. We have the queue lines, and we have rates that we send people through. If it's really crowded, we may send 20 people through every 15 seconds. If it's not as crowded, we may send 10 or 15 every 30 seconds. If the lines are getting real long, then we shorten the seconds and increase the people. If we can't get the line to die down, lots of times first of the night, when you have everybody flooding down, you're going to have a lot of people. So by increasing the number of people that go through at a time and decreasing the number of seconds between each group, that usually clears up that line. We try to do that before we do a conga line. Conga lines are hard for the monsters, it's hard for the guests. So by adjusting those cues, we can adjust that. But I know sometimes on busy nights, we can have 1,000 or more people go through an hour. Now, of course, it's more or less depending on the number of people in the park. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Your talent pool exclusively referrals?
Is the talent pool exclusively referrals? No, we do get a lot of referrals. When we do the kickoff, we probably, I would say 80% of the monsters will bring a guest, and they will interview on the spot as well. And we do interviews so we don't have to have them come back for one of the other ones. Other ones are done by marketing, does newsprint, radio. We go to different colleges and community colleges and hand out flyers. So that's how we bring in the talent. Yes?
When the weather changes, you deal with rain and wind,
Hard to hear you, but I think what you're saying is when the weather changes, what do we do?
Yeah.
All right. When the weather changes, what we've done sometimes is if it's bad outside and some of the areas can't stay open, tollway is a good one because it's in the woods and it can get muddy. We'll bring those monsters in and we'll bring them in, we'll re-outfit them in a different costume, and we'll put them back into another maze. So we move monsters around based on the weather to try to keep everything open and keep them safe. Anything else? Yes, sir.
Sort of springboarding off of that, especially last weekend we noticed it a lot. You've had some super hot night seal going on, and sometimes the houses get really unbearably hot. Is that a challenge you all are facing with warmer hot nights?
Talking about warmer hot nights and the temperatures in the mazes. That is, this has been an abnormally hot October. Thank goodness, fall is here now. We're going to be in the 40s tonight, low 50s, upper 40s. Last night we were in around 57 to 63. When it gets hot like that, it is. We monitor the temperature in the mazes to make sure that if anything gets too hot, that the monsters come out. We make sure they have, we require breaks every X number of minutes when the mazes gets warmer. We have fans in the break rooms. They have ice water in the break rooms. So we do everything we can there to keep the safety for the monsters and keep an eye on what the temperatures are doing. Anything else? Yes, ma'am. Sir, sorry. How many monsters do we have? We range between 350 to 450 monsters. And we start, it's a lot. And we also have alternates. And alternates are also monsters. but we can move them. If we need ushers, there'll be an usher one night. If we might need a monster zombie, they'll go zombie, trick or treat, they'll go trick or treat. We move them around as we need. So if there's some call outs or some people have to take off for homecoming or some other reasons, we have the alternates that can backfill those positions. Yes, ma'am. As you see, they're already doing things with lights and stuff like that on buildings for Winterfest. We'll be striking as they are loaded. So we kind of do it simultaneously. Anything else? No. Well, I want to thank you all for coming. It's great seeing you, and love your interest in Kings Dominion, our coasters, and our hunt. And I look forward to working with you later on tonight.
Thanks for sticking around for Jim. I know we've had a few minutes, but I'll see you guys later tonight. I know you've got some lights on tours. You'll probably see Jim again. And ride on.